Alright, I'm focusing in on the bowl, so I'm going to do it this way. This is a recipe for my meatballs. It's a blend of different types of meats. I don't like to just do it one type of meat. I like to mix it up. Sometimes meats are on sale. So here we go. I have 1 pound of the 93% lean ground beef. So there is some ground beef in here, that's for sure. I have a pound of extra lean ground pork. Now I use all these different meats, so what happens is you're gonna get a lot of meatballs. Here I got the Jennie-O 93% lean ground turkey. Pound of that. That's in there. And then finally, this is probably the toughest one, the longest one. I got some sweet Italian turkey sausage. Adds a little zip. So these meatballs aren't bland by any means. So unfortunately with these I have to cut the casing and go that way. So bear with me here. I find that these are very tasty, they have a lot of flavor, and they're pretty lean. The size meatball we're going to make is going to be about 10 grams of protein, and it's only going to be about 4 grams of fat, and very few carbs too, for what it's worth. Uh-oh, here comes the family. So, maybe I should have done this part first. Everything else is prepared though. So this video shouldn't take too much longer. So there we go. That part is done. Alright, I'm going to use my flat blade for my mixer. You can mix it by hand. But I'm going to use the flat blade. I'm going to put it in there. Put it on lowest setting. Let it mix up for a second. While it mixes up, right here you can see I have a little Cuisinart mixer. In here I put about a third of a cup of cilantro, a third of a cup of Italian parsley, and then 1 clove of garlic. If you want more garlic, then do 2, but don't do more than 2. That's my son in the background, so bear with him. If you don't have cloves of garlic, then you can go with a teaspoon of garlic powder. So I'm going to put all that in here. I used a little water in here so that it blended up well. I want it to really combine well with the rest of the meat. So that's in there. Next I got a teaspoon of salt. You don't need much more. I got a teaspoon of pepper. I do a mix. I never do everything just solely on one type. So I have right here a cup and a half of some quick oats. They're on sale. And then I have a half a cup of breadcrumbs. Usually you use breadcrumbs when you make meatballs, but the oats are a little bit healthier. So I try and do a blend of both. Obviously heavier on the oats, lighter on the breadcrumbs. Now, as I mix these in here, I also have a cup of water. And so every time I'm going to put one of these ingredients in here, I'm going to put another quarter cup of water. I stole this from Amberell on the Food Network. It makes her meatballs a little bit more juicy. So add that slow, add a quarter cup of water. Let that blend for a second. I'm going to add the breadcrumbs. add another 1/4 cup of water. This is either you can go with tablespoons. So if you do tablespoons, it's 4 tablespoons of Parmesan cheese that's grated, or a 1/4 cup, both the same equivalent. Another 1/4 cup. In fact, they can probably just slowly drip in the rest of it. So that's in there. I got a little of this. They didn't have basil where I was at, so I'm using a tablespoon of this, and it's replacing a tablespoon of fresh basil. Last but not least, I have 2 eggs that are beaten. Okay, that's going to put these in slowly because this thing's going to speed up. See that? It'll slow down, but at first it speeds up while it mixes. Maybe let this mix for another minute or 2. Okay. Then I'm going to shape them into meatballs, about this size. Okay, they're a little bit bigger than golf balls. If you do it this size, you get 40 of them. Okay. Now, traditionally, you would probably put them in a pan and brown them with olive oil, but that's a little bit more on the calorie side. So I just put them straight on there with a little spray. They come out looking like this. And I'll put the stats up, but this meatball is about 90 calories, 10 grams of protein, 4 grams of fat, somewhere around there. So try it out. Tell me what you think, and give me any suggestions.